Okay, I'm ready. All right, good morning. It is June 22nd, 2018, and we are doing presentations of requests for funding from external organizations. And so if you'll please state your name and the organization you represent, and then go ahead and give me your pitch.
Okay, my name is Terry Hoffman. I'm the Director of Watertown Area Transit. We are here asking for our funds from the city, our annual request, and we are asking actually for an increase this year of $40,500 up to $50,000. The main reason for that is the costs of running and operating a transit program nationwide are increasing while funds that we receive from the federal government are staying the same. So we are requesting additional funds from all the entities that we deal with. So it's not just the city, it's everyone. And then we also are continuing to increase our fundraising efforts through grants and holding fundraisers, seeking donations from private and public sources.
Okay. Do you have any different fundraising techniques that you plan to use this year that you haven't used in the past?
Well, we are trying one new one. It's still a work in progress yet, but we are hoping to do a shopping spree at a local grocery store. We're just starting to work on that. I don't want to put out too many details yet, but that is one we have not tried. We are looking forward to that. We think it's going to be kind of fun and it will benefit us, but we think it'll be a good time for all those involved too.
Yeah. Can you state your mission?
Our mission is just basically to provide transportation for anyone and everyone who needs it, not only within the city of Watertown, but also Cottington County, and then we do get it to outside to some of the neighboring counties as well. Our mission is just to provide that a safe, affordable ride to anywhere.
How do you measure your success?
Well, we measure our success by the feedback we get from our riders. I mean, customer service is the most important thing to us. If we've grown a lot in the last 3-4 years, but that growth doesn't mean a lot if we can't satisfy our customers, and we feel that we do that. We like anything else, we do get some complaints, but very few. We feel our customer service is very good.
Do you track the number of rides that you provide?
Yes, we do, and we have, in the last 3 years, we have went from 44,000 plus rides a year to this year we will finish our fiscal year with right around 70,000 rides. So we've had tremendous increase.
Wow, in 1 year?
No, that's over 3 years.
Oh, over 3 years.
But we went from 44,000 to 56,000 plus to last year was 65,000. This year we feel we're going to hit 70,000 or be real close to that.
When's the end of the fiscal year for you?
September 30th.
Okay, so you're above where you would normally be at this time of year.
Yes, we are, and we are having a very busy summer. Our summers used to be our time where we kind of regrouped and people got time off, and anymore we are running almost as hard as we do during the winter months. So it's a nice problem, but it's, our numbers are going to continue to stay up.
Do you categorize the type of services that you provide, like to handicapped or young or elderly? Or?
Yes, we do. We categorize all our rides by age and by type of trip. Our biggest group of ridership is youth by quite a margin. Our second biggest group of ridership is for employment purposes. The old belief that transit is for handicap and elderly is just definitely not true. I mean, that's long gone. That's way in the past.
Has your growth been particular to any particular group?
Not really. Well, the employment group is rising. We got a big boost on the medical trips because of a contract we have with Prairie Lakes Hospital. They were in our 4th year of that contract, and when we started that 4 years ago, we anticipated about 400 to 500 rides a month. Now we're getting over 1,000 a month. So that says a lot about that program. It's people are not only keeping their medical appointments, they're doing their follow-ups. Before they couldn't afford to get to those appointments, or they didn't have a way to get there, and now they do. What they do is they book their rides through us, and then Prairie Lakes pays their fare.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it is. It's not just to Prairie Lakes or Sanford Clinic. It's to any medical appointment in town of any kind. So it's a big deal.
What's your biggest challenge?
Funding. Our biggest challenge is to keep up with the funding. Well, like I said, the money coming from the government does not increase, so we have to find other ways to come up with those funds, and the demand for service keeps growing too. We are constantly trying to bridge gaps in transportation around the state. All of us, there are 21 transits in the state, and we all work together, coordinate together to try and close those gaps. And the more you find, for every gap you cover, 2 more you find out there that are opening up, and it's hard to try and do that, but we're all trying to do it together, and unfortunately funding is something that it's tough to keep up with sometimes.
Sure. Do you see growth in any pickup region or drop-off region? Any of that change, like where you're picking people up, or where?
No, it's increased in every aspect. I mean, every area it keeps growing, and and it's also due we feel to the education. We've done everything we can to educate the public on what transit is, what it's about, how it works, and we continue to do that. We get out in the public and speak as much as we can. Just to try and educate the people, and that has gone a long ways. That's a big part of our growth, we feel, or the big reason for the growth.
What's your vision for the future of Watertown area transit in terms of how it might change and evolve?
Well, to be honest, we are looking at statewide at regionalizing the transit, or the possibility of that. How will that change Watertown? Probably not a lot. Our service, we feel, will continue to increase. If they do regionalize, we maybe put in, just theoretically, with, say, Aberdeen Transit, a transit based out of Sisseton. The 3 of us kind of would cover this northeast quarter of the state, and we would pool all our resources together. But that's in the future. It is coming. It's just a matter of when. It might be 10 years down the road. We don't know. I think it'll be less, but I see us continuing to grow locally. It's just, again, the more we educate, the more people we get new calls for service every day from people that we've never had. So.
And your biggest limitation is funding.
It is the funding. It's the buses. For those who don't know, we have 13 vehicles. I know most people think we have 2 or 3 or something like that. We have 9 buses and 4 vans, and right now we should have more than that according to parameters set out by the government. We should have 2 vehicles in reserve on top of that, and so we still have a ways to go to catch up that way. That would be great if we ever get to that point, but that's hard to do. Buses are expensive.
Mm-hmm. You're requesting a very significant increase in the amount of money that we've given in the past. If you could boil your request down to the bare essentials of why the city should do this, what would you say?
Well, I feel that with the increased ridership, granted it doesn't all come from the city, but the majority is from the city. The cost of running our operation, and the cost of keeping up our equipment. And we feel we are a very important part of the infrastructure of the city, and we feel we will continue to be that. Again, we're asking across the board too, not just the city, and we appreciate everything we have gotten from the city very much. And you guys have helped us out not only with your annual donation, but when we've needed something else and extra and came in and requested that, we've gotten that. We just feel that we needed to ask for that more, and you know.
Okay.
Well, we are doing other things too to try. Assist. We have a rate increase. Fare rates are going up on July 1st. Not something we want to do, but if we're going to be out asking for additional funds, we better be doing everything we can to generate more on our end. So.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. We haven't had too much negative feedback on it, which is good. So
yeah.
We haven't raised fare rates since 2014. So.
Okay. Anything else you want to make sure the council and public hears?
No, not really. Just we are doing what we can to help the city and keep everybody moving. And again, we feel we are a very important part of what happens in Watertown, and we continue to. We appreciate the help you give us, and whatever that may be.
Okay. Thanks, and appreciate your filling out the application form. All of the materials that you provided will be scanned in and available for the City Council and for the public to view, along with this video. So this will be, your request will be answered through our budget process,
Okay.
which ends in September. So thank you for coming today. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.